Hello. I have been wanting to make a video like this in so long, and we're just gonna get into it. I'm gonna tell you my monthly favorite books that I've read this month, albums that I've listened to, podcasts that I've listened to, and movies or TV shows that I've watched. One of the movies my boyfriend and I watched this month was Big Time Adolescence. It has Pete Davidson in it. I love Pete Davidson. I love Pete Davidson portraying someone who is not living up to their potential. I feel seen. I feel understood. I liked the ending. It wasn't happy or sad, but it made sense for the context of the film and the story. So, yes, I recommend it. Next is Maniac. Okay, this is a TV show on Netflix. I binged it, I think in a day or in about 2 days. Yeah, over the course of 2 days. It was really, I loved the story. I loved the way it ended. The world building was very intriguing. This is not a main plot point, nor does it give anything away, but in this world, if you can't pay for something like a meal at a restaurant or a ticket to get from this city to that city, you can, instead of using money, you can get a person to come sit with you while you eat or while you're riding the train, whatever it is that you're paying for. And they'll just give you advertisements the entire time, and they'll pay for your meal. And in exchange, you have to listen to advertisements. Also, there's a robot that cleans up dog poop, but it's like set in modern times. It's not like futuristic. Again, neither one of those things have anything to do with the plot points, but I really, really enjoy this TV show. It has Emma Stone and Jonah Hill, which I also thought was an interesting combination. So I recommend them. Okay, Death of a Unicorn. I watched that in theaters by myself, I think last week, maybe. It is Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd. I love seeing him in a dramatic role. I feel like I haven't seen him in a whole lot, but he seems like the type of person who brings humor to any role he's in, but like still very much abides by the genre. Anyway, I love Jenna Ortega and I love unicorns. I have come to learn because of this movie. They are my favorite animal. All right, next, I want to talk about music, which is always my favorite one. The first one is the Bipolar EP by Paradigm. I learned about this from a podcast host. Her name is Jamie, and I'll talk about the podcast that she's on one day. But her nephew is in a band. She randomly promote this album. She was like, he's in this band, the album's really good. I was like, okay. And for context, the podcast that she's on talks about pop culture. So I was expecting a pop album. I wasn't expecting screaming. I wasn't expecting guitars and drums, even though she mentioned the drums. This album is so good. It's a group of 20-year-old boys. So there's a lot of F-bombs, but it's so good. I loved it. So I recommend it. I'm not good with the genres. I can just tell you that there's screaming and there's good singing and loud guitars and drums. Some kind of rock. But I loved it. I Said I Love You First by Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. A pop album, I can tell you that genre, but oh my gosh, so good. I've been a fan of Selena's since The Wizards of Waverly Place. They did amazingly. Love, I recommend it. Last but not least, When the War Is Over by Johnny Swim. This is going to end up being one of my top albums of this year. It might end up being my top album of this year. It is by Johnny Swim. I've been a fan of them for, I don't know, so long, since their first EP came out. I did not expect to, I knew I would like this album because I've liked all their albums. I did not expect to have it on repeat. Oh my goodness. This is a singer-songwriter genre, I believe. So good. So good. Highly recommend. I'm just going to recommend podcasts as a whole. The first one is Mo News. I just discovered them maybe about 6 months ago. I'm not sure. They're one of the newer ones I've listened to. The way I have prayed for a news source that does not tell me what to think. Hi, I have a brain. I can decide what I think, what I feel about things. I just want to know the facts. Don't tell me what to conclude about something. And they're bipartisan, which I'm pretty sure. Hello, it's Alexandria with more sleep and less allergies. So it's nonpartisan, not bipartisan. Bipartisan means there's a side being taken. Nonpartisan means no sides are being taken. And that is what Mo News is. They're just telling you the facts. Highly recommend. Love. Okay, next is That Sounds Fun with Annie F. Downs. I've listened to this podcast off and on for so many years. I don't know how long. I feel like I've grown with her, even though I don't know her. I don't know. She is a Christian, and sometimes the conversations are very faith heavy, and I just love the show so much. Last but not least is the podcast called What We Spend. It is newer. I just learned about it. I am obsessed. I don't even know the host's name, but this woman interviews people about what they spend in a week. So interesting. I think there are 3 episodes out as of this recording. Every episode, I'm like, I'm rooting for you. I hope you're okay. I understand. I kind of want, and by the way, it's cut off because in the picture, but under the description it says if you're interested in being on the podcast, you can contact them. I want so many different people, so many walks of life. I need someone who's rich who doesn't think about money to be on there. It might upset me, but at this point, there have been 3 different people, and all 3 of them have been like, I'm stressed. And hey, so am I. I'm not judging you. I'm just kind of curious what it's like for someone who's like, I don't think about it. I just buy things. It's so good. I love it. Anyway. Last but not least are books. What's funny is for Lent, I gave up fiction books, but I learned this year that Lent, you give up something during the week, and then on Sundays you feast. So whatever it is that you were giving up, you're allowed to partake in. Had never heard of that. And so at first I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I can go the full time not reading fiction. Homie, you bet your bottom dollar. I had my feast days. So I actually have 2 fiction books and 1 nonfiction book, which is so funny. The first book is All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She is the author of the Inheritance Game series. And this is, All In is book 3 in a 4-part series, The Naturals, I believe. I'm obsessed with this series. I am slowly reading them as they're available at the library. Love, it's about these teenagers who have naturally developed abilities of different discernments. Like one of them is good at lying and telling when people's lying. One is good at reading your emotions on your face, stuff like that. It's so good. I'm obsessed. I love Jennifer Lynn Barnes' books. She's one of my favorite authors ever. The Inmate by Frida McFadden. She's very popular for a series. I'm not sure what it is. This was not my favorite book that I've read, but because she's popular, I wanted to share it because other people might like it. The last book is Visions of Vocation by Stephen Garber. So I actually listened to this book on audiobook. It is nonfiction. And I actually thought it was another book when I started listening to it, but I'm very glad I listened to it. I guess if I had to try to sum it up, it's Stephen making a case for the fact that everyone has a vocation, has a calling, and arguing in favor of, to the best of our ability, intentionally living out, and if we're able, working in our vocation. I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was an excellent book. I find myself when I'm intaking nonfiction books, often I do better listening to them on audiobook, and I listen to it for free on Spotify with my Spotify subscription. So I highly recommend it. That's all I have for you today. I'm going to fix and eat dinner with my man. So I hope you have a great day. Thank you for watching. I'm sleepy.